We've got to take this pile of garbage and turn it into something nice. I mean, it doesn't look that bad overall. First things first, let's start picking up some garbage and throwing it in the bin. This is literally the limit of my skills. I'm not really sure what's garbage or what's not, so I'm just going to throw like everything in there. We've got a lot of things to trash, a lot of stains to stain, and a lot of things to sell. And I have a fancy item gun where I can sell stuff, so if someone wants a wooden pallet, they can have it. I feel like I should just do this with everything. Like the whole house, gone garbage, someone will buy that. Even sticks, people love to buy sticks. So far this front yard is looking mildly better than when I found it. And we're just going to work our way around the side of the house. If we don't know what it is, we're going to sell it. If we can't sell it, we're going to throw it in the garbage. If we can't do either of those, then I'm stuck. Brick by brick, we're going to sell people the bricks. Don't ask where they go, don't ask why. What do we do with such a big log? Anything? Nothing? We can vacuum the log. There we go. We're going to get all the dirt off it. The whole scaffolding can also go. I was going to wait and see if there's anything up here and also if I could get on the roof from here. Turns out I can't, so it's garbage. Someone will surely love a used radiator. Well, the outside of the house is looking pretty cleaned up garbage-wise. I definitely haven't even started on the inside of the house though, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of garbage because these people didn't really seem like they were keeping up on anything at all. But I do have more garbage, and I think from here I can throw it in the garbage can. If I hold it, I can throw it a little further, and nailed it. I mean, we're right beside the ocean. Just throw it out in the ocean. I'm not really sure what happened there. It didn't seem to want to let me throw it in the ocean. So I've still got a few more things to sell, a lot to trash, and some stains we got to work on. And it's going to let me pick stuff up. Oh, this isn't going to go well at all. Well, let's get started on the inside. Perfectly nice in here. I don't know what that's trying to tell me. Well, I'm going to start with my stun gun here and just try and sell absolutely everything I can. The less crap in here, the easier it's going to be for me to deal with. Now, I don't even own this house. I'm just fixing it up for someone. I like how their thought for the hole in the wall was to put a board sort of mildly across it. That might actually be worth something. Things are obviously quite a disaster in here. They'll get better as they go. Okay, we took away the whole sink. It wasn't plumbed anyway, so there's no problem at all. We really are selling almost everything. Like even most of this really is garbage and we're able to sell it. But I'm happy about that. Also earlier I couldn't get in or out the front door, which is that one. I don't know what was blocking it. Probably something I did. Oh, and upstairs, that's extra work. Can we just seal that off and sell it as is? I just realized I can actually collect some of this stuff like and put it in a trash bag, and then it has to sit in its own trash bag, so we have to deal with it from here. Pretty sure, yeah, we'll be able to make that work. I think that's also why I couldn't get in the front door, because there was trash in the way, and we've since removed that trash. We've just stuffed it in a window for the time being. Yeah, now that I took the board off the window, the garbage falls right on through. So yeah, close enough. Good. I went to clean up the graffiti, and I think I can just like scrape off the entire wall. So we'll just go ahead and do it that way. We'll clean that up later somehow. Pretty sure we could probably just scrub this off, but who am I to think? I think if we line it up maybe right on top of the window, no one's even going to notice the difference. Maybe also down here as well. There's a weird little pocket anyway. I assume this was a nice like accent piece or something, so we'll just go ahead and leave it as such. As for the ground stuff, we can give it a spray and a scrub, and actually that works like a miracle. Who knew cleaning was so easy? I should do it for once. Oh yeah, all we gotta do is give it a quick spray and then everything's good to go. So we'll maybe work on the floors for now, because that's gonna make everything feel a little bit cleaner. These books lying everywhere are kind of annoying. Oh, I can pick them up. Okay, vacuuming for beginners. Great. I'm gonna put that right where I'm gonna love it. Is that broken glass? That's a feature. That's no problem at all. This spray feature really is handy because I just sort of spray vaguely anywhere and then it shows me where the stains are, and I don't really even have to scrub them directly. I just sort of scrub anywhere and then it works. Yeah, this is real nice. I keep missing stuff. Like there's so much stuff that I could be selling, and every time I go back to the house I find a million more things. And we'll collect more garbage. The garbage bag can hold a lot more than you might think, especially if I just rapid fire click through things, it goes quick. I do have a demolishing tool, so I'm a little bit curious if I can, oh, I can just put the garbage bags out the window. I don't need to go through the window. That's also dirty. Okay, window cleaning goes a little bit differently. I'm not really sure if I'm doing this right, but you're supposed to go like that. Okay, because the window was closed, I think I was on the wrong window. So let's try that again, this time going on the actual surface. We just go like that and we're done. Now, to get a garbage bag cleaning through the window takes precision and dedication. And as per usual, we make it look stupidly easy. Give me more garbage. I also didn't really notice the cool feature in the wall where there's a giant hole. I feel like they might as well just leave this open concept and leave a pillar there. I'm also going to collect these books every time I see them, because every time I look at them, I think, oh, there's a piece of garbage I forgot. Back to picking up the garbage. What do I need to do that? A vacuum? Do we vacuum up the glass? Okay, we just vacuum up the glass. That's perfectly fine by me. And whatever those things are, probably pieces of corpses or something. I'm sure there's been a few murders in a place like this. Every time I turn around, one of these books is staring at me. Let's get them out. So now that I got these few rooms at least mostly cleaned up, how am I doing on the stats? Almost everything's sold, the trash is almost there, and we have a lot of stains left. That's not really a surprise because there's stains obviously everywhere. We can actually just rub the graffiti off instead of like scraping the paint off. Either way, we're going to have the same result because I feel like these walls are going to need a little bit of love. I did not notice the large fish. Pike? Walleye? Who knows? It's some kind of big fish. Cleaning for beginners? Wow, I definitely want to read that very thoroughly. Look how many books I've already pulled out of this house. The game's trying to tell me I need to learn stuff. What's in this room? All right, we definitely got some stuff to sell in here. Yep, everyone wants this stuff and we can't sell that. And moving on to, yes, the bathroom. Houses have those. Of course they do. All right, let's get to selling everything. Shower could use a little bit of work. You know what? We're just going to go ahead and sell that. And the toilet and the bar of soap even. Does anyone out there want to use bar of soap? I'll send it to them. So if I just select the normal cleaning thing, it automatically switches to a window cleaner. It is a nice view at the bathroom window. Okay, we're going to take our favorite tool, the money gun, upstairs because we can start selling things because it's easier to sell them than it is to move them. And the final few rooms, it's a bigger upstairs than I thought. Okay, it just keeps going. I feel like I should just move into houses and sell all the garbage and then call that good instead of doing any more work. We've got to be making a few bucks to do it this way. Where does this window go? I'm going to throw the garbage out here when I can. But first, we obviously need to clean the window very thoroughly. And there's definitely a few stains out here. Luckily, these stains are really quick to do. This upstairs is definitely going to be satisfying because it's very dirty up here. I don't know what happened in this one room in particular, but there was obviously a giant explosion of something. And I guess it's time to start throwing stuff in the garbage. So you guys are probably sellable. We can go ahead and put the garbage out the garbage chute, which I think is that way. I will find that later. Unless this room over here happens to go... This would be a better way because I can actually throw the garbage in from here, I think. So if we get a little more in the bag. Yeah, it's obviously smarter to throw them from here because at least they're within the range of the garbage. It's definitely easier to go in the order of selling first and then garbage stuff, because the garbage tends to hide under the sellable stuff and it's really annoying having to mouse over it all. So I'm going to work my way back inwards because I want to clean up this. That way the walking path is easier. We can even sell the little ferns that are growing here. These might be vacuum. Yep, we'll get rid of the leaves. Sell a few more of the boards sitting everywhere. That saves us having to clean. And then there's definitely some stains on the wall. We'll give those a quick scrub and then they're gone. And then these are gone too. This selling thing is very handy. It makes it so much quicker. Because basically once you're done with that, you're left with some very annoying books and a whole bunch of sketchy looking stains everywhere. And it's very easy to get distracted. I'm doing one thing and then I see all the stains and I go, oh boy, I've got to clean all that up or sell everything in this room that I forgot existed entirely. Once we sell all the shelving, we'll clean up the stains. There's a plunger. Who wouldn't want to use a plunger? We're going to go ahead and scrub up the floors. Sell that thing. We got more stuff to scrub. I think you can actually spray multiple stains at once and scrub them at once if they're close to each other. I think this room's about done. But let's try my multi-wash theory. Well, yeah, that sort of works. I think as long as they're close enough together, you get away with that. But now we'll just kind of scrub it all as one. And then we're picking up even more glass. That's got to be good for the floor as we grind it in there. And more of these stains. Whoever last had this house really liked to do something stainy in here. Like at this point, I'd probably just replace the walls. But we'll scrub it and probably then paint it afterwards. I realize now there's a mirror or something hiding back there. There's a giant black oval. So as far as stuff being sold, there's two boards hiding somewhere. This might be depending on the room or inside and outside. Buy. Okay, we gotta buy stuff eventually too. Don't worry, I'm pretty much an interior designer, so we'll make this place look real good. There's sort of a 3-in-1 stain. Grab most of there's one of my missing boards. They blend in. Okay, there's the two boards I couldn't find. The stuff to vacuum also hides very neatly on the ground, but I think this room is pretty close to done, with occasional windows that need a squeegeeing. Then we're going to work our way through the stairwell to give those a quick cleanup. My budget currently is $69,000. I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do with that or how yet. Okay, there's one more stain in this room. I realize now it's telling me what's in the room we're in. There's two stains in this room somewhere. Probably there and there would be my guess. I think I'm going to need to start painting. Luckily for me, I do have an extendo roller, so I can paint a giant thing all at once. I just don't know how to do it because I didn't read any of the books. I realized there's two items I need to sell, and as I turned around, I realized it was like the door frame. Oh, it wants me to knock out the walls too. I'm starting to understand how this works. So now we're going to make more garbage, but we're going to have fun tearing down a wall. This probably wasn't structural anyway, so no harm could possibly come from doing this. Oh, luckily the house is made of dissolving bricks, so as soon as they hit the ground, they just go away. Okay, that seems to be it for this room, but there's a whole bunch of other things it also wants me to do, like collect trash from somewhere. Ah, it was hiding right there. Turns out to paint, we're gonna need some color, so we're gonna do vibrant purple. Oh, here we go. Now if I want to paint, I can paint. Borders are sort of a thing, so I should probably set up some of those. I'm just really happy to have paint for a second, so that way I can at least feel like one wall is finally done in the entire house. Perfect. I feel like we might just need all new flooring in here, but for now I'm maybe going to see if I can just tear up a few of these. So I took, oh, I didn't know I could do it that way. That would be a lot easier. Yeah, you could definitely set yourself up borders so you don't overpaint like I did on my purple wall, but that's how we learn. We just try things. Before I get too carried away, we've got one more light and one more stain. I'm wagering that's the light, and the stain would be the giant graffiti on the wall that was very obvious. And we'll go ahead and fix up this thing in the wall. I would rather have it open concept, but I'm not the one who has to decide these things. So we're just going to do that in real time, and then no more hole in the wall. We're just going to have bricks instead. Okay, it does want specifically colors for different rooms. It wants blue paint for this room, which is very sad, but we've got 111 blues to paint. It doesn't really say specifically like where the paint is supposed to go. It just wants like this many blues, so not sure if we can just paint right on over the tiles, but the game seems happy with that. If they wanted things done the right way, they shouldn't have hired me. Apparently I painted enough. 111 is enough, so yeah, fine by me. So we're going to put my blue paint over here, and then we just need to buy a few things in the bathroom to finish it up. A toilet, a bidet, a cabinet, duck, and radiator. I figure the toilet works best there, mostly because it's right below the bidet, so that seems practical. Also, I wanted to keep my options open, so I put the radiator up there, the shelf thing here, so we have options to install things here one day if we want to. Either way, the bathroom is complete. May we never ever go in there again. This room the game doesn't actually care about, so we're pretty much going to leave it alone, except for this thing, which we're going to find an Easter egg behind. There's a little lobster, so we're going to pick that up, and whatever this thing is. Alright, well, if that room's done, we are just going to leave that there and ignore it now. This room just wants some more accessories. It doesn't need any paint or anything. They're actually fine with me just adding some of this stuff. Basically, my goal at this point is to make the worst house possible that people are still going to buy, and we'll make a bunch of money off of it. I understand now that the plant I put in the middle of the window was supposed to go in there. But that's fine. We'll at least put the blanket under it. That way it's very happy. So this room is actually 100% done. So is the stairwell, in fact. We're actually getting pretty good at this. This room I've been avoiding because it's pretty big. So we'll maybe start in the kitchen. Before doing anything, let's get rid of the exciting paint before I do anything even worse. So for the kitchen, I need to remove some of these beach panels and the terrazzo tiles, which I think are these. Not really sure if I'm doing this right, but they're going to get the tiles they wanted. They want Dalmatian floor, they get Dalmatian floor. Maybe that's supposed to be backsplash. It didn't seem to want it there. Okay, I see now that this is actually backsplash. It just wanted it on the walls, maybe not so much the floors. I've been at this for so long, the sun is going down, but I got all the surfaces and these rooms done. Believe it or not, this is perfectly acceptable and someone will buy the house in this state. So now that I hit enough stars, I can actually end the job right here if I want to, and I'm just getting warmed up, so we got a little ways to go. The worst part about this room isn't actually the layout of it, it's that I missed one single tile of paint somewhere that's probably now buried behind furniture. But I was just thinking for efficiency's sake, if you want to do something in the oven and the toaster, you could do them both at the same time while sitting here, while also cooking down there, and if you get lazy, you can lie on the couch to watch it. The shelving and stuff is just where I figured people would need it the most, so it's always within reach of everyone ever. You get such beautiful sunrise views. It's enough to distract you from the train wreck that is this house. And don't even get me started on the upstairs bathroom. Final piece to this room, perfect, a chair right in the center so you can watch the views. And somehow it's acceptable to have giant holes in your walls. The game's perfectly okay with this, there's no problem. And this is actually the entirety of the upstairs done, apparently. Despite the fact the house looks like this is done. Upstairs, 100% complete. Even going back to this disaster with whatever that is. I mean, the house does look a lot better overall. We're not quite done, but we're pretty close. Basically at this point, we're missing one paint tile inside, somewhere in this room, and then right out here, we're missing a stain somewhere on the porch that I really can't find. I'm assuming it's probably behind my construction project I did here, so it just doesn't register anymore. I figure we make it a little more maze-like for the new owners though. This doesn't seem to diminish the value of the house at all, so why wouldn't we make a few fake walls? They'll be able to figure out there's something back there though, because I left a little gap and you can see a light on. Apparently I'm not allowed to make fully tall walls here, but I can make one that big. And for some reason there in the middle of the floor, I can make a bigger one, so we're going to have a low like wing wall. I don't really know what to call that. It's kind of like a bar, but there's no bar or anyone to serve. Yeah, I feel like that really tied the room together. The house is obviously going to be worth a lot more now. And now you can't see the spinning coin either that tells you the room isn't done. We basically just hid that. For reasons that are unknown to me, you're also allowed to build on the outside on the balcony, so I've actually completely walled off the front door. It turns out the constraints of building are not limited to within the house themselves. Now this isn't the easiest or practical way to do things, but sometimes you don't have to do what's right. Sometimes you have to do what you feel like doing, and I felt like creating a giant brick wall. So with a little bit of time, you can actually go all the way around the house. So instead of a house, it's just brick walls. Frankly, I think it's an improvement. This actually made the house a lot more valuable. It's protecting it from the rising sea levels. The sea could rise 40 feet and this house would be perfectly fine. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's wrong with me either. Well, now I feel like I've accomplished something today. I've completely entombed the house in a brick structure. Except for where this palm tree exists because you can't dig through that, but that helps to give you some idea to the scale of this thing. I basically made the house bigger. Engineering this thing was a lot of fun in itself. It still doesn't really work properly, but there you go. I've entombed the house in bricks. Turns out you can actually get pretty high up here. This isn't the building limit yet, I just realized how high up I was getting and I wanted to take a look around. You know, I'm starting to think I didn't follow the instructions clearly. I don't really know how high up we are, but we're really high up there. And I also don't know where this all started to go so sideways. I started with renovating a house. Well, I think I made my point. Time to find out if there's fall damage. And that will also emphasize exactly how high up we were. This is already higher than the house and we were all the way up there. But I mean, I think it's a big improvement from where we found this house initially. Much, much better.